Okay, well, I put my name in a hat about 2 minutes ago. I had absolutely no intention of doing this today. Thank you. The reason that I came here today is because I've firmly believed for a long time and have advocated for the talent here in York, in the arts and the storytelling community, and I felt like I need to come here and see it for myself. So thank you so much for the presenters who came before me and who will come after me tonight for inspiring me. I'm so grateful for that. The real reason and also why I stood up here is that I felt like this was an opportunity for me to honor my mother who passed away last year. She was an amazing woman, the strongest, most courageous human being I'll ever know. My biological father passed away when I was 3 years old, and she shouldered that. And she paved the way for me and my younger brother to heal. And only a few years later, she was diagnosed with cancer herself, and doctors told her that she had 2 years to live. And she shouldered that. She beat those odds. She stuck around for a long time. When I was a teenager, she got really sick, and she spent most of my high school years in the hospital, and she somehow made it through that. And after I graduated high school, my family and I moved to a small town called Shiremanstown, Pennsylvania. Population, I think, like maybe 6. My stepdad became the mayor of that town, and my parents started a historical society in the smallest town in Pennsylvania. And my parents worked really, really hard to raise money to put up a memorial for the veterans from our town in our little community park in the middle of town. This was a years-long adventure, and my parents were both really proud of it. And they created this big event, and all 6 people from town. Everybody was there. And my mom was scheduled to play her cello at this event. A very specific song that they had picked out that I had never heard of in my life. And the day before the event, my mom came up to me and she said, "Doug, I need your help. I forgot how to play the cello. Will you play the guitar while I sing this song you've never heard of?" And I said, "Mom, I don't play the guitar." I have a guitar, but I don't play that thing. She said, "Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out." And I spent all night practicing this song that I'd never heard of before, trying to figure out how to play it. I did not want to let my mom down. The next morning we get to the event, and they show me where I plug my guitar in so that everybody can hear whatever I do. And I'm kind of like at the back of the crowd. I don't have to stand on the stage, so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I look at my mom and she locks eyes with me and she gives me a little nod. "You can do this." Okay. And the time comes and I start playing. And the beginning was the hardest part. It was like this fancy intro. Like I could handle the chords, but I had to do this like fancy picking stuff. And I got through it and I was like, yes. And then I got to the part where my mom was supposed to start singing. And she didn't. And I looked up at her. And this amazing, strong, courageous woman was standing on that stage, shaking. And I realized that she was a human being for the first time. Somehow I circled it back to the beginning, and I looked up at my mom. We locked eyes, and I gave her a nod. And this time she came in at the right cue. And she was awful. And I was awful. We hadn't practiced. For some reason, it occurred to me we hadn't practiced this together at all. And everybody was laughing, and at least it felt like they were. And we just powered through this thing. And I was shaking, kind of like I am now. We finished up, and my stepdad jumped in, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna basically ignore that, and we're just gonna move right on." I threw my guitar on the ground and I ran up to my mom. And I said, Mom, that was so scary. I never want to do anything like that again. And she said, it was scary. It was terrifying. But we did it. And you will do it again. And as I sat in the crowd tonight, I heard those words from her. And I decided I had to put my name in that hat. So thank you for listening to my story.